And I'm back again, people. What's going on? It's your boy, Brass Tax in this bitch. You already know. So here we are, Gemini, man. Yep, put something up on the community tab. A lot of people asking, have you got it? Have you got the 4K disc of this? The answer is yes. So here's the review. Beforehand, let me just talk a little bit about the movie. Went to see it in the theatre in HFR, 3D, and I gotta say, it looked absolutely spectacular. Never seen 3D like this. 3D and high frame rate go really, really well together. I've actually not really remember seeing 3D as good as this ever. Not even beyond Avatar levels. We're talking crazy. Like right in front of you 3D. Looked amazing. The film itself, oh shit, where do I start? The film is a very simple version of what you would expect to see when watching this. Watching the trailers made it look like it was more complex, like there was a lot more going on than there was. And when I actually watched the movie, I just thought, well, this is some simple shit with some slightly above average script. It could have been a much more interesting movie than it was, but it's extremely straightforward, people. What you expect to happen happens. And if you've seen the trailer, there really is not much more to it than what you see there. It'll be one of those movies like Jeremy Jahns, my boy Jeremy Jahns would say, it's a good time if you're drunk. Yeah, nothing amazing, people. Let's get on with a 4K transfer. It's a 100 gig disc. That's number one. Number two, it's a full screen scenario, baby, which is tasty. You want it to take up the full real estate of your big ass TV. Number three, it's 60 frames a second. Number four, it has Dolby Vision and normal HDR, and it's got Dolby Atmos. Shot in 4K 120 frames a second. Oh shit. I like high frame rate movies. I like clean movies. I'm not a big fan of grain. Filmic look is fine as long as it's not too grainy, but if I had a choice, I prefer digital over the filmic look every time. If you see my top 10 list, you can pretty much ascertain that I'm a digital, clean look kind of guy. I like my movies to look like a JJ's, shaven haven, looking all clean and tasty. Now that's another video right there. But yes, depending on how you stand with high frame rate is going to depend on whether you love the look of this movie or whether you hate the look of this movie. Now, if you watched Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk in 4K, that's what 60 frames a second looks like. This bitch looks better than that. This, in my opinion, is one of the best looking discs I've ever seen in 4K. I like the high frame rate. It's got a soap opera effect, but not quite. It pops out of the screen. You see everything in this. Maybe to a fault. Maybe there's just too much detail. You see individual pores. You see close-up of wrinkles within wrinkles in Will Smith's face. The little stems and the leaves in trees. This is what we're talking about. High detail, high movement. It is razor sharp. Now, when I mean razor sharp, I mean, those Gillette razors, the Gillette 5, the 5 blades. If they came out with that 8 blade razor, that's how sharp we're talking in this bitch. We're talking crazy sharp. I'm not gonna go on all day about this. This is the most sharpest 3-dimensional movie you're gonna see, which isn't 3D. This looks gorgeous, stunning, but it's got that kind of soap opera effect. For me, I love it. For you, you might not love it so much. You might like the more filmic look, but god damn. My jaw was to the floor when I saw this shit. Black levels look great. Shadow detail looks great. Wide shots look fantastic. Close-ups look fantastic. It really does, and I know I say this a lot and it's not hyperbolic, it really does feel that you are looking at Will Smith face to face. It looks that good. The problem lies with the visual effects. Will Smith, 90% of the time, the younger Will Smith, looks great. But there are some scenes where Will Smith is fighting with Will Smith that looks off. Because I think that was shot with visual effects. You got some of the motorcycle chases, which once again use visual effects. There's a scene at the end involving a lot of fire, which looks visual effectsy. Doesn't look like it's blended into the movie very well. And there are some pretty poor visual effects, apart from the young Will Smith. But other than that, It is a gorgeous transfer. I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, I don't understand why, BBC Earth, Blue Planet, and Nature Docs don't use 4K 60. I don't understand why. Because looking at this movie, I couldn't help but think that's what it's really designed for. It's almost like you're watching a kind of extremely sharp, well-detailed documentary. It's still a movie, but it's got that kind of feel to it. But hey, you want to know what the HDR is like? So basically, we're going back to Hitch. You're Will Smith in Hitch. You are Hitch, okay? You see Eva Mendes again. She looking at you, you looking at her. She falling for you, you falling for her. You had an allergic reaction to some fish, I believe. Yeah? She taking care of you, putting some ice cubes on your oversized lips in this bitch, calming you down, eyes popping, ears getting bigger, but she helping you out. And then when you're back to normal, she felt sorry for you. She gives you a kiss. She's saying, babe, I loved you for a while. Let's just get down. Let's get nasty. Eva Mendes, Will Smith, let's get crazy all night long. Fuck the movie. Hitch, Eva Mendes. That's what the HDR is like. I don't need to do some overly long analogy. HDR is good. Great vibrancy, great color depth throughout. You're noticing little nuances in even Will Smith's face. It's not always even. The color on his actual face ain't always even, and you see that on this because of the wider colors at work here. Brights are very bright, darks are very dark, but you don't lose detail in the dark. It's showing you more of what you're missing on a 1080p disc. The cinematography is okay, but the scenes, the set pieces are very, very good. It's like the depth of field on this bitch is second to none. And in the depth of field, you're getting all these colors, all this splash of colors that you're just noticing so much more than the 1080p disc. Great vibrancy of the clothing, great vibrancy in even pupils, hair, leaves on trees, the way the sun reflects off the windows, the way sun reflects off glass, it looks fantastic. On its own, is HDR a panty dropper? No, but combined with the 60 frames a second, it's not only a panty dropper, it's a vajayjay wetter in this bitch. We're talking squirt action, okay? And let's not talk about Dolby Vision, because what that does is that just cranks it up a little bit. Not by much, but a little bit. A little brighter in places, a little darker in places, a little bit more speculars here and there, but nothing which is going to make you feel like you're losing out. Now, if all of this so far doesn't impress your girl and she doesn't feel like she's sitting in the room with Will Smith, firstly, you should just dump her. Okay, because this woman clearly is an unappreciative person. But if you love her, then you tell your girl to sit on the woofer and see what happens. You know what's going to happen? For the most part, she's going to have a good time. She's going to have a great time with the explosions. The explosions are going to vibrate nicely. Great response and pretty good surround sound. But the Atmos is just not A1. There's not that many overheads, and if they are subtle at best. Great vocals. Music does envelop the room. It's got great three-dimensional depth. Other times, it can be pretty lackluster. The audio is not really all that, unfortunately. I don't think you'll watch this and say to yourself, you know what, I'm feeling the atmosphere. You're not going to feel that way. I think it's just a little better than the 1080p audio. This is a reference quality transfer, 100%. This disc is gorgeous, and in my opinion, it is the disc to beat for 2020. It looks damn good. Pre-order that shit. Even if you're unsure about how you're gonna feel about the 60 frames, go for it anyway. Seriously, pre-order it, guys. It's the one to watch. And if you don't like it, just fucking sell it. If I was to do a top 10 list right now of the best discs ever, well, so far, this would be on there. And this will be close to the top. It's that tasty. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave some Amazon links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you go through those, Amazon sends a little kickback for your boy. But it is good. The audio kind of gets a 7 from me. It's not all that, but damn. This is a beautiful transfer. Alright guys, you take care. 4K Rockstar, you already know.